Several times this year in New Mexico, parents have heard about a shooter in their child's school, but in each case, the frightening call was a hoax.
Tonight in a Target 7 investigation, we find out if it's playing out all over the country, possibly by the same person, and no one can find them. Here's John Cardinelli.
It was a scary situation that played out in February. Calls coming into 911 reporting active shooters at these New Mexico schools all at the same time.
State high schools receiving threats.
Parents were scared.
I mean, as a mom, the first thing that goes through your mind is the worst case scenario and how are you going to get to your child fast enough?
Police and SWAT teams rushing to the scenes.
They received a call around 12:30 about a shooting here at the school.
And at the end of the day, it was all a hoax. It's a phenomenon called swatting.
Say that there's some heinous crime being committed, shots are being fired, somebody's armed, and then the individuals who make the call, in a lot of cases, would watch the response.
This is what was heard that day in February by dispatchers in Bernalillo,
3 students have been shot in the cafeteria.
Rio Rancho,
And 1 student picked up a gun. He shot the other student in the cafeteria.
and Santa Fe.
He shot the 3 students in the cafeteria and he's just gone. We don't know where he went.
The details, obviously, were very similar.
Law enforcement expert Paul Zeich listened to the calls.
They've got enough detail that makes you really think, hey, they're really there, they're in the scene, they're at the scene.
But New Mexico is not alone. Working with our sister stations throughout the country, Target 7 found similar calls in Georgia,
All classrooms get locked after they had gunshots.
Ohio,
They came to one classroom next to our classroom. He opened fire on the students.
and Iowa.
He shot the 4 students right now. I saw it. 4 students are bleeding. I see blood on in the bathroom.
Those 3 calls, along with other calls through in other parts of the country, it definitely sounds like the same individual.
And this is what it's like for police rushing to one of these calls.
We received only 1 call from this location at this time stating there is 1 shooter in the school.
This is video from Lawrence, Kansas. You can see students rushing out of the school and police rushing to the scene.
The reality is law enforcement does not have the luxury of not responding with the same tenacity as they would if they know 100% certain that this is happening.
Target 7 has been able to find instances of at least 100 high schools nationwide that have received fake reports of bomb or shooting threats since last June. The FBI does not track swatting because it's not a categorized crime.
When it comes to the investigation of these events after the fact, it's going to be different from municipality to municipality, depending on the size of agency.
Here in New Mexico, Target 7 cannot find any record showing anyone has been charged. We checked in with all of the agencies and the FBI, and so far, they've yet to identify a suspect.
If they have detectives that can maybe do some voice analysis, start putting together, connecting the dots from other municipalities that this has happened, and hopefully we're communicating with each other.
Even if New Mexico law enforcement were able to figure out who made these calls, they wouldn't serve much time in prison.
Well, the most you could get would be a misdemeanor conviction, and that's why state law is behind the curve on what's happening these days.
That means the most someone could spend behind bars is 1 year and a $1,000 fine for a swatting call. KOAT legal expert John Day says, however, making a bomb threat to a school is a felony.
There's no specific law addressing what would be referred to as a swatting call. Now, there are criminal penalties for making bomb threats. There are criminal penalties for making false police reports. But I think the legislature probably has to address this.
When's the last time you've heard of a bomb threat to a school? What you're hearing today is shooting threats.
Senator Craig Brandt, a Republican from Rio Rancho, tried to do just that in the past legislative session, but his bill failed.
It literally ought to be treated as a terrorist attack because that's all you've done is cause terror in the lives and the hearts of every one of those people that were involved, and honestly, including myself.
For Target 7, I'm John Cardinelli.
In March, a Washington state man who placed several swatting calls at homes, not schools, throughout the country was indicted. He's facing 10 federal charges, which carry stiffer penalties.